All right, folks, let's do the news today. Today's date is July the 6th, I believe. Yes, July the 6th, Wednesday. And of course, everyone's talking about the idiot that dressed as a woman. All right, so he was our first transgender shooter, I guess. But anyway, he dressed as a woman either to get away, or that's the way he felt comfortable, or maybe he was angry. I don't know. But pretty serious thing. But most importantly, too, though, not only in Chicago were there killings, also New York, just about everywhere there were killings. The country's angry. Why are they angry? Well, it's not 1976, that's for sure, because we were celebrating the 200th anniversary of America, and we were all into it, somehow, some way. But for whatever reason, the world has gone a little nuts. You know, off the top of my head, I want to tell you this. We've got a major problem with the movement of communism. All you lollygaggers out there who are like, well, things can be better, you know, capitalism isn't perfect and stuff like that, and you want to see socialism and communism, well, it's happening. It's going to be coming your way, and you're going to be the first one that's shot because you're a bunch of idiots. Okay, let's go over this. Slowing demand and recession fears help bring the benchmark U.S. oil price barrel $100. I'm going to tell you right now, it's very temporary. Oil is going up. It will be over $180. You heard it here. You don't have to listen to me, but I'm telling you right now. SAS filed for bankruptcy protection in the U.S., saying a move by about 1,000 of its pilots to go on strike would worsen the airline's already fraught finances. Of course. Apple was downgraded today, I believe, by Goldman Sachs. Last time I looked at it, was selling for $140. I can only tell you, get out. Fed officials indicated they accept the risks of causing a recession because they are determined to prevent a change in consumer psychology that could sustain high inflation. So they said they were wrong. But did they say why they were wrong? Did they say they're political and that's why they were wrong? The S&P 500 NASDAQ closed higher yesterday. A judge ruled, this is a very big deal, okay? A judge ruled that drug distributors McKesson, AmerisourceBergen, and Cardinal Health could not be held liable for the opioid crisis in West Virginia's Cable County and the city of Huntington. Let's go to B1 real quick because that's big news, all right? Particularly because I'm invested in a company that does that. Let's see now. Federal judge ruled 3 drug distributors couldn't be held liable for the opioid crisis in West Virginia. U.S. District Judge David Faber rejected arguments by Cable County and the city of Huntington that the distributors should be held liable to public health crisis because they ignored evidence that prescription drugs were being diverted for illegal use. Question: what about the FDA? While there is a natural tendency to assign blame in such cases, they must be decided not based on sympathy, but on the facts and the law. Judge Faber wrote in the 184-page ruling on Monday. The judge said conduct by the distributors, AmerisourceBergen and Cardinal Health, couldn't be deemed a public nuisance under the law because the plaintiffs didn't prove their actions caused the opioid crisis. He said overprescribing by doctors, dispensing of excessive prescriptions by pharmacists, and diversion of the drugs to illegal usage were all intervening causes beyond the control of defendants. I saw it with my own eyes. I saw a guy with bags of opioids back in 2004, 2002, 2003, just distributing it. A bench trial in the case took place last year and was closely watched around the country as a test of public nuisance claims by state and local governments seeking to hold companies up and down the opioid supply chain responsible for drug addiction. Though thousands of similar cases against drug manufacturers, distributors, and pharmacies have had mixed success at trial and resulted in billions of dollars in the settlements. The three distributors plus drug maker Johnson & Johnson have agreed to pay $26 billion to settle claims nationally, but West Virginia communities opted out of that deal to go their own way. Huntington Mayor Steve Williams said he was disappointed in the ruling. Let's go to B2 because this is a big story. Folks, how many, and I said this to many people whose children were addicted to opioids. I said to the people, the parents that I knew of people that were addicted, okay? I said to them, will you stop drinking? Will you stop smoking if it will help your child off of heroin or opioids? You know what they said? Oh, it's not about me. But it is about you. You raised your children in an addictive household. You had the attitude that it's okay to get drunk. It's okay to get high. It's okay to do whatever. And what do you expect from your kid? You know how many people say to me, oh, you're addicted to coffee? Oh, man. Middleman win case. The companies were part of a powerful industry responsible for fueling the epidemic here in Huntington and across the country, he said. AmerisourceBergen said it was pleased with the court's decision. Pharmaceutical distributors like AmerisourceBergen had been asked to walk a legal and ethical tightrope between providing access to necessary medications and acting to prevent diversion of controlled substances, a spokesman said. A Cardinal Health spokesman applauded the ruling and remained committed to being part of the solution to the opioid crisis. McKesson said that it maintains and continuously enhances programs designed to detect and prevent opioid diversion. 70 witnesses testified at trial, including physicians, epidemiologists, company representatives, and public officials. A judge in Orange County, California, last year rejected arguments that 4 drug makers helped fuel the crisis. I'm telling you, people, you're going to have addicted kids if you are addicted yourself. And if I remember my ex-wife saying, oh, she has a toothache, so they gave her Percocet. I'm like, what are you, crazy? You don't want to give your kid Percocet, they'll get addicted. For God's sakes. Let's go back to page 1. So that's the gist of that story, which is very important. Ford reported a nearly 32% increase in U.S. sales for June as its improved truck and SUV deliveries and benefited from the rollout of a new electric pickup. Walmart said it would charge some suppliers a new fee to transport goods to its warehouse and stores, according to a memo reviewed by the Wall Street Journal. Nexo, one of the larger crypto lending platforms, has agreed in principle to acquire Singapore-based crypto services firm Vault. Well, I do believe that is not going to happen, and all these outside crypto companies that were loaning money, they would pay you 18% interest, right? Ponzi scheme. If you loan them your Bitcoin and so forth. Then they took that Bitcoin and everything, and they did like any bank would do. They would spread it out and make investments here and there, and now they can't get out. They're trapped. European lawmakers approved 2 sweeping new pieces of digital regulation, paving the way for clashes between regulators and some of the world's biggest tech companies. Now, here is my crypto investment. My crypto investment is making these tech companies pay for your data. That's why I've invested in Jasmine. A 7th person died after a gunman, we know who the gunman was, this guy Crimo, fired more than 70 rounds from a rooftop into a crowd that gathered for a 4th of July parade in Chicago. And he dressed as a girl. Now that's a story. The highly contagious Omicron subvariant has taken over as a dominant version of the virus, causing new COVID-19 cases in the U.S. Russian artillery pounded Sloviansk, one of the Ukraine's last lines of defense, to protect the remaining Kiev-held stronghold in Eastern Europe, because Biden doesn't help them. A special grand jury is subpoenaing Giuliani and other Trump advisors amid a Fulton County jury's prosecutor's investigation into efforts to overturn the state's 2020 election. They're going to stumble over their own feet. Everybody knows there was cheating. A federal judge in California threw out a new era changes to Endangered Species Act, including one that allowed economic factors to be weighed in decision. People, there's so much news here, it's not even funny. Crypto, China getting, out of control, spying on us, fighting their way to the moon. They want to take ownership of the moon. Now, we've had all these Chinese students here who were spies at universities, and now we're saying, oh, China wants to steal all our technology. No kidding. Well, that's the news for tonight, but I got a special treat for you because my dinner is ready. 1 second. Let's get this camera set up right over there. Now, men, you don't need any fancy cloths or glove to take it out. This is something I bought for pennies at Home Depot. Let's take this out and take a look at it. I like to speak with a French accent since I'm a French chef fanatic. Now look at that, people. Look at that. Can you see that? Now that is a delicious meal. Now we got to make sure that it's cooked all the way. Oh, people, this is going to be a delicious meal. This is Mark signing off from the news for newsweed.com. Bon appetit. Love you all.